If your last video for your business was filmed in a panic before lunch, you probably want to watch this. And look, an unpopular opinion that is now just fact, and I've been ranting on it for a while, is that social media content helps your SEO and helps you get cited with AI, especially social media content where you are sharing your own personalized value, your own ways of doing business and ways of doing that thing that you do, whether you're an electrician, whether you're a bridal store or something else. Now, even if we go back 10 years, posting on social media helps your SEO for a number of reasons. Now, this has been a long contested conversation, but it's like the myth of when you run a Google ad and a Facebook ad, you rank higher on Google. Not directly, but indirectly, what actually happens is more people find out about your brand. More people will see you as they are dropping the kids off at the pool, on the toilet, scrolling, heightens your chance of them Googling you, coming back to you via other channels. The AI, the Google, the Bing search engines notice that there's an increased amount of brand search volume in your space. Means you are somewhat trustworthy, that people are looking for you. Up you go. So today I'm going to share with you a system that I'm bullishly trying to roll out for all of my clients, and wherever I can, I step in and I film, I chop up, and I do this. Now, me personally, the way I've worked for my 15 years of doing this is you give the hardest job to the laziest guy, he'll find the quickest way to do it. I don't enjoy social media management. I do this because it helps rankings. I do this because it helps with our meta ads, landing pages, conversion tracking, and things like that. So I've talked about this for a while, where I will visit a client, I will sit down, I will book him in for 1 to 2 hours, I will bring my camera gear, I will have interview questions, and I will then roll out 30 to 40 to 50 clips that sets them up for the next 6 months, a year, especially for the next ads, because we run those as ads. Now, over the years, that's evolved to now a teleprompter, which I don't use now, but I use for clients, and that makes things easier when they choke up when the camera's in front of them. So I'm going to share my current workflows of what's working for me and what I'm trying to roll out for all of my clients wherever possible. It's also a really cool way that I get to spend more time with them one-on-one. One of the things that I love doing is I love having all of the time in the world where I can spend with all of my clients, understanding what they do, understanding their pain points, sauna sessions, interviews, and that's why, generally speaking, I don't want any more work. I promised my wife and the business partner that no more clients. Okay, here we go. The content capture system, right? A lot of people don't have a system. They've got like this in the back of their head. Oh man, I should be doing some videos. What do I do? And it's all done last minute, and you've got on your phone, you've got 30 videos that are sitting there that you haven't done anything with it, that you know you need a social, some kind of calendar, you need to load it onto all these platforms. Look, this system makes it easier. It's just a framework, how one structured filming session turns into a year of ads, FAQ content, and trust building video, instead of just another thing that never gets done. You have to understand that the pain of doing this is far less than the pain of missing out, and the opportunity that you're going to miss out when AI does not cite you. Google Search Console has just rolled out the ability for you to sync your TikTok, sync your YouTube, sync your socials into Google Search Console. Why? It wants to feed on your words that you're using, so then it can cite you, it can credit you. It's like another mention, another backlink, another form of getting noticed online. So content should not feel like baggage. It does always. And the mentality that I attempt to instill in my clients is you're actually doing a disservice by not sharing your beautiful work with the World Wide Web. Whether you're creating wedding dresses, whether you're doing pest control, you are a specialist, a passionate specialist. You love what you do. You're doing a disservice by not sharing your own value on how you do the pest control, how you do the bridal alterations, how you do the videography and things like that. So that's the mentality that you should have. You're actually doing a disservice to the world. It's a bit of a shock. But if content feels like baggage, it probably is. It's not like you can't wait to film content. So without a system, filming happens once in a rush, then never again. Topics are random, whatever comes to mind that day, the way I do it. In fact, this is me without a system. I don't have a system. I just share whatever I was working on in the morning, I just share it. Whatever I was working on last week, I just share it. Footage sits on a phone unused. The same 3 testimonials get reused for years, right? You know that. With a system, 1 hour filming, a week, a month, a quarter, whatever you can allocate, becomes weeks of content, a structured question bank anyone on the team can run. Footage is captured once, cut a dozen different ways. It feeds ads, SEO, and trust. This is huge, right? So I've got pretty deep workflows in generating a lot of this stuff these days because I've done it manually for so long. I've just got agents on agents that I feed baseline, about us, writing tone, ideal client persona, based on the way that I've done meta ad scripts before. But 1 interview, 10 different assets, different questions, and then scripted stuff as well. So sit down for 60 to 90 minutes with a good set of questions, and 1 filming session stops being content for this week, becomes raw material for almost everything else you need, right? So we create meta ad scripts, we create FAQ videos for, can you guys see that? Yeah. FAQ videos for websites, welcome email video sequences, YouTube and TikTok clips, of course, meta ads and stuff like that, trust and founder story, short form hook variations, SEO rich transcripts, case studies, social posts. Now, there's probably other stuff that we could do, but if you do this and these things go up onto your website, onto your About Us page, onto your email sequences before they come in for the appointment, for example, like you've got so many additional touch points where somebody's building a relationship with your digital brand. You win, right? So this isn't just social content, it is SEO. I can't stress how important that is. A video hosted on YouTube, TikTok, and Meta gets transcribed automatically. Those transcripts get crawled, indexed, and increasingly cited. Now, even if we go back 6 or 7 years ago, I remember I was attempting to hide my website. Like I just don't want to show up online for any kind of SEO or website design terms. I don't want those inquiries. But when I did a video on, I think it was computer repair or laptop repair businesses or IT businesses, I kid you not, locally, all of the computer shops, I had a few computer shops that reached out from my YouTube videos. So the YouTube algorithm was geo-relevant as well on top of that. It's pretty cool. But these days, it's a necessity, right? That interview with the pest controller, that interview with the electrician gets cited by AI, and you get thrown into Google's AI overviews, ChatGPT results, etc. So real answers, real questions. Founder voice video builds trust. 1 FAQ video, 3 jobs. Now, don't worry if you have a strong Eastern European accent, right? Especially if you're in the piano lessons, if you're a math tutor, in those areas, those accents might help you, right? You be you, and also you're being unapologetically you, and people know who they're going to be dealing with. They want to know that you're knowledgeable and things like that. So you're basically allowing people to trust you before they book with you. Start with people, not the product. Brand story questions for building trust before someone ever books. No script required. Let the person answer from experience, and use these only as a nudge if they get stuck. So look, I generate about 100 of these. We can trim it down to 50, but what first drew you into this line of work and what kept you in it? Now, obviously based on industry, if you're an accountant or a dentist, these will change. But give us your founding journey. How did you get into becoming a physio or dental or financial advisor? What's changed most about how you approach this since you started? What do you wish people understood before their first appointment? Walk me through what a great client experience looks like. What's a common misconception people have about what you do? Just very basic questions. Everyday work into an unlimited content machine. Now, I love this, and I try to give all of my clients this structured approach of, here, answer these 5 questions on every job that you do. If you're an electrician, you just install this fan. What was the client looking for when they first came to you? You've just done this bridal alteration, you've just done this videography, this wedding. Whatever it is that you do, you can find these structured questions that will spit out unlimited stories and show proof of what you do and work. What felt uncertain, difficult, or stressful for them at that stage? What were their challenges? What were their problems that they were attempting to solve? The fan, or their room was cold, blah, 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 right? What options did you walk them through? How did you help narrow things down to the right approach? What was the outcome and how did they feel about it? If you've done a bathroom renovation, if you've done a home renovation, there's a lot of steps here that you can capture. So answer the questions before they're asked. You know the most common questions that get asked. Now, for me, I pull all of these questions from SEMrush, from Ahrefs, but you can also get them from the PA section of Google. You throw in any question or any term, and a lot of those results come with people also asked. So the sub questions there is kind of Google telling you what to write about. And so for 15 years, I've been smashing those questions with long form guide-like blogs. Now, before, a long time ago, they were targeting all the keywords, commercial intent keywords, informational intent keywords. Then we split them up heavily. So the commercial intent keywords were reserved only to commercial pages, sales pages, and the FAQ sat on those pages. The blogs only remained for informational intent terms and guides. Nowadays, those blogs are now basically plagiarized by AI and just cited and shown. So those have evolved into super geo-relevant, super uniquely flavored, opinion-based blogs. So that way there's nothing like them on the internet, right? I know we're sidestepping, but that's where these FAQ questions are really helpful. And a lot of the time, those blogs that I created stem as the talking points for the interview videos. So what happens in your first appointment or consultation? How should someone prepare beforehand? How long does the whole process usually take? Now, look, this was just a business in the bridal space that I think it's leaning towards, because that's what I just fed into my AI. But this will apply to anything. It might be a dental appointment. It might be, I don't know, an online shop. What happens when I press this buy now button? Will there be a shipment? What do I wear to receive the shipment? Is it thongs or Batman raccoon clad flossing? What if they're not sure exactly what they want? What makes your approach different? My head's in the way again. What should they bring or expect to be asked? Send these straightforward into confirmation email. So I've got a few scenarios where they book in for something, they choose the time. Now, these are very good questions that should be sent as a Loom video, a YouTube video to first-time bookers. If you're a physio, an osteo, or any kind of dental, hey, what should you prepare for? It's just a nice touch. It's just like, wow, they've recorded a video for me. Nobody watches past a boring video. What? Like, it's just spat this out. I'm trying to read it. A hook is the first line, first shoot. Yeah, so look, just ask your AI to generate your hooks. Simple. You don't need to know exactly what you want before you book, right? What nobody tells you about your first appointment, 3 questions everyone asks. So these you might do for like social media clips if you want to, I guess, hook the user in. Not essential for a Facebook ad, for example. Facebook ad, you should just get straight to the point. Now, yeah, the ads, this is what I mean. Ads need to get straight to the point. Ads need exact words, not general vibes. I'm just seeing that the Meta algorithm, Zuckerberg, doesn't care what I select in the targeting. They just ignore it. But if I'm using those words in the transcript, if I'm using those words in the heading and the body of the text, it knows that it will show my ads to Bayside in Melbourne or Bondi in Sydney. Hey, Bondi rabbits, do you need cat flossing, PhD, 3-year Monash degree, transfer from RMIT? We've got this. We've got it right here. Let's get it. So So for the paid ads, I personally write the script. Every word matters. I use copywriting techniques to do that, things that I've done manually, and I've paid copywriters over the years. Nowadays, it's just a deep workflow. Still takes a lot of time, still very manual, but that allows me to generate some perfectly sculpted scripts that hit all of the emotional, all of the copywriting strategies. You don't need a film crew. This is big. Now, I personally hire a lot of the clients that I work with just can't afford a full production line crew or even videographers. I help the little guys start up. So a lot of the time I will actually rock up myself. It will take me half the day, a full day, 2-hour train ride to wherever they are. I'll deck it all out. I will capture, I will use a phone teleprompter, I will use a wireless clip-on microphone or a phone. Before I had my Gangster SLR, I used a phone. Most of the videos that I've captured for my clients actually that are live, I just use my phone. This was I actually really enjoy this because I get to spend more time with that client at their premise, at their business, interviewing their employees. I get to understand what really drives their business, what will help them succeed. And that allows me to see opportunities that I help them with further. But another way to do it is hire uni students that are learning videography and just pay them per hour, right? Pay them per hour to capture. Someone overseas can edit. There are so many beautiful video editors in the Philippines or overseas. Just means the file needs to be in Google Drive. So the internal SOP for whoever's capturing is rock up, make sure the mic's connected, make sure the lights are good, press record, capture. That's phase one. If it's a decent rate, maybe ask them to chop it up. Use a tool like Descript. Use CapCut, which is free, to do some very basic color correction. If there was a dark patch there, you can crop it, make it light. It's not hard. Now, as a business owner, you're an electrician or a plumber, you don't want to be figuring this out. So the more you don't know, the more you hire and pay a little bit extra for someone that does know, right? Just depends on what you know. Ideally, someone comes out, captures, they go home, they chop it up, they send you the 30 or 40. That's what I do. I capture myself, I chop it up, it's chopped up remotely using my strong SOPs. So I sit down, I do the color correction. It ends up being like a 24 gig file or multiple files if there's 3 hours of footage. And then we create like hundreds of clips out of it using Disc. I get some music. I don't even use a lot of B-roll because a lot of the time it's not necessary. 2 tools, 1 simple process. Yeah, color enhance, I use CapCut and I use Descript, edit by text. You literally just highlight the paragraph that you want to remove or cut or export and hit export. It has some cool AI features, removes filler words and things like that. I'm all about those workflows. Once again, this is not crazy production level. With my new camera, it feels like that way, but you're going to get some better quality stuff from a video production team. But if you're going from not posting anything to at least something, you're already winning. Feed your AI tools the same brief every time. This is a big one. I can't stress how important this is. A foundational document, a foundational about us source of truth. A document that has the 3 personas that we are attempting to sell to. So these are our clients. These are their problems. These are their goals and motivations. This is what they're searching online. This is what additional questions. So everything that we're doing, we know the source of truth about our business, how many years in business, how many gowns that we've created, how many homes we've serviced, how many roofs we've repaired. And then the writing tone. For every client, it's different. For a tradie, for a roofer, it will be very different to a dentist. It also depends on their personal sort of life. They might be laid back, they might like the footy, they might like soccer, right? So that actually goes into that writing tone because all of this helps then us create pages on the website that are slightly more flavored than the generic stuff that plumbers will have, right? All of this puts our asset, the output is just better quality, right? The same system across every different business. This is what I'm trying to roll out for. Doesn't matter if you're a plumber, a dentist, or a financial advisor, this structure works. We've created this exact interview and FAQ format across allied health, clinics, trades, professional services. The founder or practitioner films a Short, honest answer to a real question. It becomes a meta ad. People watch face, they recognize, click book now, and land on a page built to convert. The format holds up because people are booking a person, not a logo. That's the big one. That's the whole goal of this. It doesn't matter if it's B grade or non-production level. Look, bonus points if you get a microphone, bonus points if you get a basic light, bonus points if you're recording with non-potato, and teleprompter if you can stretch that far. Build the system once, capture forever, batch it, reuse it, feed it. Hopefully this has been helpful. I love what I do. Thank you.